1993 on a K, Ford Escort RS Cosworth. This one's a Lux model. Being a 93, it's a big turbo car. So Lux model, so that's leather, sunroof, and a few other bits. Quite unusual being a Lux and in white, but to me, I think it looks excellent. Nice, relatively standard car. We do have, as you can see, mirror headlights on the front there, but actually, if they're not to your taste, they are worth more than a standard set of lights, so you'll be quids in by putting them back. We're on the standard 5-spoke wheels, which again, I can't remember the last time I saw one on standard wheels. Nice standard interior. Engine looks to be mostly standard as well. I do think it has an exhaust on it, but again, you can forgive it for that, to be fair. And we do have a very good alarm, as you've just noticed. A aftermarket Pioneer head unit in there, but we have the original with the amp and the tape holder, everything still in the boot. This one's got a nice big history file, so if you check the description, we'll detail as far as we know, sort of ownership, where it's been, its servicing. I think we've got a load of MOTs, we've got quite a decent sized file, but we will detail all of that in there. But we're going to start by having a good look around the bodywork, then we're going to move on to the interior, and then we're going to go for a cold engine startup. It was parked here last night, it hasn't been started today. Nice cold startup. Starting with the bodywork, let's look down this driver's side. With the exception of the big boxy arches, because they're always going to stick out, the car is smooth as glass all the way down. Even if you do look on the arches themselves, they're lovely and smooth, but it's not full of filler, it's not full of ripples or dents. All the panel gaps are lovely all the way down the car. It's all one colour of diamond white, it's not a patchwork, it hasn't had any dodgy paintwork, anything like that. Looking at the driver's front wing, apart from a little bit of dust there that we'll take off for free, there you go. Normally down here is caked with stone chips, but this one, as you can see, is lovely. Around the leading edge there, that's nice. The gap up to the bonnet is all good. There is no marks at all to note on the wing itself. There is a tiny, if you look there, little spider in the paint just there. That one's sorting out just before it gets any worse, but that is the only, I think that might actually be the only mark on the car, but we'll go all the way around and we'll have a look. The standard wheels in lovely condition. We've left a little bit of tyre shine on that one, so ignore that. We do have one small scratch on that wheel, but I am going to be as picky with the wheels as I am with the bodywork on this one. They are all the tyres are wearing matching Toyo Proxies all the way around with loads of tread left in. Lovely, nice tyres. They're not dried out or cracked or anything like that. Rest of that wing down the back, all good. It's on the standard vent. It doesn't have the chrome ones in or anything like that. The sill cover all the way down this side fits nice and easy. Normally you look at this gap, if that's a bit wavy, it's normally something's off, but that one's bang on all the way along. Continuing our way down this side, driver's door is nice and neat. There's no marks at all to notice on that door. Again, you'll notice all the body lines are nice and clean. They're not caked up with loads of paint. There's no sort of build-up of anything around the handles. Around the locks, nice and clean. All the plastics on the car are very, very good. They're not dried out or cracked. They're not absolutely dosed and back to black or anything like that. They're just nice, fresh plastic trim. Coming up the A-pillar, again, lovely and clean all the way up there. And the trim around the window, that's all good as well. Normally you get a bit of delamination down the bottom or around the top corner. This one doesn't have any of that. There's no sign of any stone chips on the leading edge of the windscreen. And around the sunroof, which is normally your problem area, is immaculate all the way around. No chips, no scratches, no marks, nothing at all to whinge about on there. And then the rest of the actual bodywork roof, so your metal roof, is all very good. There's no marks, no scratches, no dents on that. Tops of the door is good, and the top of the rear quarter, again, nice and neat. All the glass is lovely. Behind the glass is a lovely soft seal. That's not dried out. We've cleaned the car, it's not letting any moisture in or anything like that. But the windows themselves are all nice and scratch free as well. Continuing down this side, normally you find some stone chips in this section here where the arch kicks out, but that one's all very good. Inside the arch, as you can see, is lovely all the way around. And down onto the plastic bit of the bumper. It's all very good. Another good wheel and tyre, and actually I'm lying to you, we've got Toyo Proxies on the front, and I think we've got Eagle F1s on the back. But again, nice quality tyre, loads of tread left in it, not dried out or cracked. Around the filler cap, all nice and neat. Standard filler cap, it doesn't have any of the aftermarket nasty ones on. And then looking back down this side of the car, you can see lovely and straight all the way down. Coming around onto the back, both tail lights are bright and clear, they're crack free, there's no signs of any trap moisture or anything in those. All your badges are lovely and neat. Normally they get a bit washed out from a sponge and fade, whereas these ones are all very good. All nice and neat around the plate and around the boot lock and the rear bumper. Lovely and tidy, The exhaust sits nice and straight. It's lovely and clean around there as well. It's not caked up with stuff. And a nice and clean boot floor under there. Coming up onto the spoiler, quite often these can be a bit cracked or damaged from people opening and closing the boot. There is a handle there. People don't use the boot, don't use the spoiler, just use the handle. All good round there. And again, where it meets the actual boot lid is nice and neat all the way along as well. Have a look underneath. It's always a sign of a good ownership. Do they clean underneath the spoilers? Yeah, like brand new under there, really very good. Round the rear screen, again, all lovely and neat around there. No sign of any corrosion coming through. Nice, neat, clear rear screen. And then round onto the passenger side, nice and straight all the way down there. These seams are another area you want to check, which this one, as you can see, is lovely. As is this one, that's not got excess buildup of paint or anything in those. Passenger side again, like I said, look down the side of the car, nice and straight. Along this section here is all good. The arch itself, sharp all the way around. There's no sign of any corrosion coming through there. Another nice standard wheel. There's no marks on this one. All got their matching centre caps. So like I say, eagles across the rear and proxies on the front. Nice mix of tyre really. Same story on the back here. Nice and clean around the rear window. And the seal is all good. We're going to have another look at the roof from up here. We'll double check the leading edge of the windscreen on this side and around the sunroof again. Nothing to whinge about there. Front window, again nice and neat. We do have, oh no, it's a bit of a, we'll wipe that off properly. It's just a little bit of polish that's been left behind, so ignore that. Nice and neat around the handle and the lock. And along the sill on this side. Fits nice and straight. This gap's good. Where it meets the wing's good. Down this section's nice and neat. There's no marks at all to note on that door or in the usual spot where the arch kicks out. And then onto the front wing. Really nice and neat again. No sign of any bubbling up on this side. Another lovely wheel with Toyo. So that is a third time I'm going to repeat it. Proxies on the front, Goodyear Eagles on the back. Coming round on the front, and again we mentioned earlier on, it's got the Moret headlights, which personally I like. But again, like I said, if you want to put them back, dead easy to do. The lower front splitter is in gloss black on this one. Really nice condition, no marks on that. We do have these Cosworth lower grille plates, which again are easy enough to remove if you don't like those. Nice and neat around the washer jets on both sides. The lights obviously get painted to match the car, and they've been done well. They match perfectly. Coming, stone chip wise on the bumper. What have we got? We've got one there, one there, and I think that might be it. Definitely can't complain at that, can you? And then up onto the bonnet, lovely and neat around the vents. There's no build-up of paint or anything nasty like that. The bonnet itself's lovely and straight. So overall, bodywork wise, really fantastic condition. Moving on to the interior, and it does have a good alarm, so I'm just going to blip that again so it doesn't go off. Lovely and neat on the door card. That leather there, no, that perforated section is normally horrible. If you look at how nice and tidy that is, it's still satin. It's not overly shiny from someone's arm rubbing on it. There's no wear at all on there or on the top of the door. Even the carpet down the bottom is lovely. Door shut is nice and neat. All the plastics are good. Pop that up and have a look under there. Again, that's clean under there. Driver's seat, so being looks, it's got the leather. Again, it's nice and satin. It's not shiny. Normally they're sort of super shiny. Remember, these weren't an expensive bit of kit when they were new. It was still Ford trim. Not talking about a Rolls Royce here. So they do go very shiny very quickly, whereas this one, as you can see, is lovely and satin all the way down. Tiny little bit of wear on the bolster from the seatbelt there. Tiny, tiny bit. The other one is perfect. All good around the rest of the seat. All the beading's nice. It's lovely and firm. Up on the steering wheel, a little bit of wear across the top, but generally pretty good. 76,858 miles. Standard dials. It hasn't got any Lockwoods or anything like that in it. Lovely across the dash top. If we're being picky, the pixels in the clock have gone a little bit on the left-hand side. So it does have the Pioneer stereo, which is going to be better for the actually listening to music. But we do have the standard one with the bit that goes above it. Everything that you need, I'll show you in a second. And amazingly, boot release actually works. It's been a while since I've seen one of those that works. None of the buttons are faded. Quite often they can sort of fade and wear thin, but they're all good. Even the window ones down the bottom. So yeah, generally very, very good. Back of the driver's seat, lovely and neat. This isn't stretched out. This section's nice. It's not been kicked or abused. Back seats are lovely and neat as well. Headlining's got a little bit of sag at the back. Pretty standard on one of these. The sunroof visor is there and working. I know you can get a headliner done. I think it's about 260 quid with proper material. Get it matched in properly. Don't put anything nasty in there. It's too nice to do that. Moving into the boot. And there is no speakers cut into the parcel shelf. Round the boot shut is lovely all the way around. Underside of the boot lid is all nice and tidy. You can get a good look in there as well. Like I said, so standard stereo, standard disc player, there's the amp, there's the tape holder, which is the best bit. And then all the carpet set in the boot is lovely and neat all the way around. Plastics down here are nice. Spare wheel covers there with the correct spec 5-spoke wheel, which is normally still in every other car with an aftermarket set of wheels on it, but we've got 5 matching wheels in this one. Boot shuts nice and neat, so do the doors. Moving on to this side. And again, lovely and neat on the door card. Same story on that perforated leather. Along here is lovely. Door shuts are all good. There's no ingrained dirt at all. It's obviously been well cared for, this thing. And then passenger seat is even better than the driver's seat. It's really nice and satin. They both look great together, if you can see that together. No wear at all to this one. Very, very good. It's obviously done most of its journeys on it with just the driver by the looks of things. This side of the dash is nice and neat. This side of the carpet has got a set of aftermarket mats down, but underneath is lovely and clean. You will notice there's a little bit of wear on the top of the gear gate there. I think we can forgive it for that. They're actually quite easy to find as well. I believe they're the same as the standard Escort one, so you don't have to pay Cosworth tax. Going under the bonnet. And standard turbo. It does have a dump valve, and it does have some Bailey tanks, which, to be fair, I think kind of look good. And we do have a different intake. But other than that, what appears to be nice and standard. It drives like a nice standard car. The gearbox is nice and tight. The clutch is good. It pulls very, very well. And we do have green top injectors, but again, you're going to expect to see that. It's been parked here overnight. There's not a drop of fluid coming out the bottom of that. And what we're going to do is we're going to start it up now, because I want to show you there is no rattles or knocks, which from one of these is rare, as you will know. Inside the wings and everything, all nice and tidy. Slam panel's good. Battery box covers there, and in there, again, no sign of any trap moisture or corrosion. Mobilisers, just unlock the car once. And I'll show you just how good this is. Not a single rattle, not a creak. Fires up straight away. Ticking over lovely and happy. Not a drop of smoke coming out the back, and it doesn't smoke when you're giving it under load. So there you have it. Ford Escort Cosworth, factory diamond white, Lux model, big turbo, nice big history file if you check the description. It is here with us every day for viewing, so if you want to come and have a look, give us a ring, we can book you in. If you can't get to see it, again, let us know. We can do video calls, we can send you extra photos, we can send you extra videos, anything you might need. You've just got to let us know. I will show you as well. Warning lights are all out. Car's stone cold there. Idling exactly where it should. Like I say, any questions, please let us know. Thank you.